following is a presentation of MRE Uno, Division 1. Well, when you fade over to any sort of sequel or any sort of first-time match, you think about two things. You think about what's on the line. And it's only fitting we're in movie May, and this has a playoff atmosphere. Let's start it off with the better seed player. The better seed, right? That's Monkey. Now, Monkey got a little revenge on Chomik from last tournament last year in T2, where he got destroyed in the E8. This time, he found a way to get it done against Chomik 4-1. He's found his redemption. He's found his arc, and has started to move to a new level. Now, for Nick, he's the better ranked player, but the worst seed. Nick is about just getting back on track. Yes, this, March curse. Yes, this, March that. But one thing about the March winner, there's a chance to prove it right here when you get that first quad 1 game. Before we even talk about strength of schedule and all these great metrics, there's one thing on the line tonight. A quad 1 victory. This has the feeling of a playoff atmosphere and a Super League style game. Who would have thought? And it's the round finale, the final curtain call of the scientific measures that they call the Sci-Fi 16. Absolute cinema. Let's roll the tape. Hello everybody and welcome to Monkey vs. Nick. A classic 2-3, but not the 2-3 you expect. We talk about Monkey Boy every single time. When's he going to break through? He's starting to break through this year. 6 wins. Remember, he had 8 last year, but on his way to maybe get back to 8 or more this year. Nick, well, he's already punched his ticket first class to the BKK. Now it's about building some extra resume. Maybe to go after that double bye, or maybe that regular season championship. We'll see how it goes. We'll go into the match preview real quick. It's the classic multiples of 3s. 3-9 battle. Yellow 3 for Monkey. The old blue 9 for Nick. Should be a fun one. Career record for Nick, obviously, he won that March 1-0. And Monkey making his 8th S16. That's the second most in the league, I believe, or tied for the second most. Only behind myself, and I believe tied with JT. The only other 2 players that have 8 or more S16s. Monkey at AKT at 9, JT at 8. Those, I think those top 3 players with that. But he's 3-4 in this round. Monkey got, of course, a medal last tournament, a bronze, splitting it with Myth, and then Nick with the trophy, as I said, in March. CPU thinks Nick gets this one 5-4. We'll see if that continues with the trend. And we go to the quick schedule today. What a day it was between Albion's. That was absolute crack. The battle of the 4s, but Albion's +4. He used his own card many times. He had 12 of them. Took care of business against Superior and keeps the run going. He'll play Acosta in what sure the heck is going to be a crazy E8 game for sure. And Monkey Nick right here, Candy Region. We'll talk about the pod in 1 second. We're going to fade right over. It will be the winner of this game will get home because Brad won, and Brad obviously beat Brock last night 5-3 in an absolute crazy show. Should be looking forward to that as well. Whoever gets this game. Obviously, Nick and Brad, Monkey Brad, I don't believe neither have ever played, so this will be a first-time matchup regardless of what happens for sure. Well, let's go to the scene. Tonight I got some help, which is great, and joining me in the booth is no introduction needed. In the flesh, Mr. A. Rogers. Rogers, it's good to have you, brother. Obviously, this is a playoff feel. This is a playoff atmosphere. You have the number 3 ranked player and the number 9 ranked player in the league, Monkey, Nick, respectively. Nick's the worst seed. Monkey's the better seed. Monkey has that bronze. Nick's got that trophy. But the one thing adds up to here tonight is the pressure moment. Because let's face this, Austin, this is a tune-up game, at least for Nick, right? He's going to Benka. He's going to Super League. Monkey, not really in Super League lock yet, but if he gets this win here with how much parity, he's almost thinking 1 foot in the door going to BKK in that first-class ticket. What do you expect from these two? They both know each other as practice sparring partners, but tonight they've got to say, you know what, all bets are off in a massive match. What do we got here? What are you thinking?
Man, you have an absolute, I say it every intro. What else can you ask for in this MRE league? I mean, it is absolute game in, game out, some of the best matchups. And this Sweet 16 matchup is just right there with it. You have a opportunity to be the highest seed in the Elite Eight. That right there is enough to show up to play. If you don't show up to play, you're going to get kicked out of the door. With a good Sweet 16 finish, but at the end of the day, that's not what you're here to do. You're here to make that summer league, and that's what we're all fighting for. At the end of the day, you have to show up and show out, and that's what both the competitors need to do today.
All right, it's going to be a goal. We're going to ask our two players. Obviously, we'll start with Monkey first because Nick will be a little bit delayed intro, of course, as we'll have a little ceremony before we start his 100th game. Monkey, is pretty simple, buddy. You're playing your good buddy here. Obviously, you got some lemon pepper wings to maybe add a little gusto to the match. But more importantly, buddy, you've had a great start to the season. This is a massive opportunity. You're sure you're the better seed, but a lot of people have said you need that quality. This is your chance. Got the Chomik win. You get a Nick win. And boy, oh boy, things start to really turn in your favor. How do you try to get Nick off his game, considering you guys have practiced a trillion times and there's really not much margin for error in terms of you both know each other's move? How do you try to get an edge tonight? Go ahead.
Man, I mean, this is going to be tough. This is the guy that is like one of my best buddies in this league. Literally the guy, he's in my own server with Survivor. He's a guy that I know for a while. So, I mean, it's going to be tough. I think the only real way to get him off of his game is maybe see what we've done in practice and see if I can find any like small cracks in that, I guess. Because, I mean, that's, I think, the best I've got to figure out in a real game, get this win.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you with that introduction. Nick, it's pretty simple, buddy. Two things. We'll start before we get to the ceremony. You've had a solid season, but remember, your last tournament, you lost to Peter. You want to end this Mark hijinks. You get to play Monkey, somebody who's very well known in your arsenal of the world. It's the same question. How do you try to get an edge? And more importantly, how do you try to find a little bit of maybe some back-end things you've been hiding all season in practice that you can apply tonight? Because that's the one thing you always talk about when you have a match of two people that know each other. Where's the back end? Talk me through it as you get ready for your big game here tonight and the 100th.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely huge night tonight. Of course, Monkey's one of my best buds in the league. I've always been in his corner. It's great seeing him from to one of the top contenders here in 2025. And how I'm going to be able to overcome Monkey, he's not going to be able to make it. He's not going to make it easy on me because, again, we've played, I'd estimate, around 100, 150 practice games over the past couple months, sparring with each other, getting ourselves improved on our own games. He's helped me, I've helped him. It's been a great partnership with him. It's just going to be able to, to that next level, because obviously when you're doing like practice, you're not taking it super duper seriously. You're not like 100% locked in, but there's also stuff that you can't take away from those practice games where you can apply it and that can help you in a real match situation like I've been doing all season.
All right, we're cutting out there, buddy. I don't know if you got internet or something. You heard that too, right, Coach? He's cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, it's cutting out a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, I'm cutting out.
Maybe a mic issue.
Either that or internet. No.
Yeah, it's probably an internet issue.
Wouldn't
Hold
say,
on.
try
to fix it real quick.
Wouldn't say Mike. He's got the good stuff, but definitely internet. Yeah, I'll try to fix it. Well, before we get to that ceremony, I want to make sure you can at least get the mic. We'll have a test run. I'll go over, before I go to Nick's ceremony, I think, Coach, it's interesting how both these guys have played each other, yet they're basically holding their cards to their chest, right? They're not going super duper hard in practice, but tonight you almost have to showcase. This is a playoff match. We're going to see this match. Maybe we may not see this again in the regular. This might be the only time we've seen the regular season, but we could see this in the playoffs when it matters in SL. come late September or even mid-September. Where do you think there's going to be a battle? We always talk about meta. Where do you think the meta is going to be early? Do you think someone's got to establish control, or do you think someone's got to go more, maybe just a feeler of game one, more conservative? What are you thinking?
I mean, I think you want control no matter what, right? And I think if you take control early in the rounds, you have that ability to lead and be, have the control of what you want it to be. You control the pace. You control the games. You have the ability to take a game off if you need to, or have a bad hand. You want to have those go against you when you have control. Does that make sense? Like you want to be able to make mistakes in the late rounds, being up 3-2, being up 4-2, 4-3. You have that ability to lose one game, but at the same time, maybe coming from the behind is what you need because it will make your back against the wall. Sometimes that's the best time pressure.
I'll go Nick. Nick got a copy? It's the boss.
I can hear you perfectly fine. I think it's just on my end. Sometimes it drops a little bit.
We're good. I think you're good, boy. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. I'm going to do the ceremony, then we'll get to game one as always. Then we'll go around the room as usual. All right, for Nick's career, obviously, let's not forget he won the old March Madness 2025. There's his one trophy. Of course, he has one finale, one Final Four, which was all March, one Elite Eight, March again, second Sweet 16, he'll make that tonight, 10-6 lifetime, 59.40, 59.60, average starting season 30.75, finishing 27.757. Of course, a lot of this has been done this year. I'll go Nick. Obviously, Nick, 8 out of those 10 wins have been, let's face it, this year, where you only had 2 wins to start your career. You've started to blossom definitely, almost into that monarch butterfly from the caterpillar. You've been through the doldrums, now you're at the top. Maybe not the top echelon, because we're still early, but you're getting to a sense of the top echelon as you start to build a run here. What's your thoughts on playing 100 starts in your career, and what's some of your favorite moments in your league so far? As you'll have many more starts down the road, of course.
Yeah, of course. Took me long enough to get to 100 games. Obviously, we all know that 2024 was rough, but I've been really tooling my game. You gotta understand, right? I had not competed in one-on-one Uno at all when I first entered the league in 2024. So a lot of that was just me and going off season. I was able to retool a lot of what I was doing to where I would be able to come into 2025 guns blazing to the point where you could make the argument I'm number one overall in this league from the bottom to the top, but obviously that's yet to be determined. This matchup could very easily be the make or break moment to determine who could be number one overall heading into T4. So yeah, it's been great being a part of this league. Obviously, some of the great moments, a lot of the great moments are involved in that March, that run at March. Success that first Ghost win was 39. I remember the absolute highlight would have been at Game 11, Yepes, absolute classic. We were just throwing haymakers at each other. A lot of plan A wins, but I was able to claw back, get a 24-card comeback, and I really felt like I really was able to play 100% optimal and play one of the top brass league in Yepes, and that's saying a lot when you play.
Yeah, you're still cutting out, but I got most of it. Yeah, I believe you said Yepes was one of your favorite moments. Don't worry, Game 11, right there on haymakers. Your first Ghost win, I believe you said as well. And tonight, we'll see. Will this determine number one? Of course, look at the standings. There's a lot of parity. We have Mitch still left. There's a lot of moving and shaking. And then it all comes down to other metrics such as resume and other things. But tonight, it's about just getting the win, seeing how it goes. Let's get to it, Coach. I'm ready to go. Are you ready?
In the flesh, baby. Let's do it.
All right, baby. Let's go. Game one. I want to shout out, of course, our ref, Cody Smart, for putting in the winning numbers. 2-2-2, 1. It's 4 2s and a 1. Let's get it on. Nick, welcome to Game 100, my friend. A lot of people use 10 here. What are we going to do? That's the old classic, but what are we thinking for Game 1?
I probably wouldn't pick 10, but the Monkey starts. So it's just...
Oh yeah, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. Monkey, I'm sorry. You get Nick's. It's one of those moments. Late night. Anyway, all good, Monkey. How many, my friend?
All good, all good. Feels good to be just one seat a little bit higher. But congrats to Nick. I'm happy to see him get to this accomplishment. Let's start with, you guys predicted it, but it's 10. I like 10.
That's only fitting on a game of 100, right? Multiple of 10. It's only fitting. That's what. Maybe one day. Oh my goodness! Free start, coach. Who gets control early? There you go.
Yeah, sometimes the God hand falls in your hand. What else is that to be?
Well, I was gonna say maybe that's the rule one day. If you get 100 starts, maybe we just got to start with 10. If you're game 1 only, it might be a rule one day. I don't know.
Right.
I'll think about that. I'll legislate that.
Maybe the home team, maybe.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, home team. Yeah. Well, we'll see what Monkey does right here. He gets free choice here, or whatever he's going to do. He's going to try. Okay. All right, so we'll start with 11. There you go. Voluntary form of respect, I guess.
Let's see, does Nick come back, or does he play the
He's
play the mind games early?
He's going to draw.
I know he wasn't going to, but it'd be crazy if he did.
I would, but he's not going to. Oh, shoot, the scoreboard. I'm sorry. Well, now we're ready to roll. My bad on that one. Yeah, sometimes we'll get these long pre-games. I forget some things. All right, but let's get the game now. I'm almost wondering here, Coach, you wonder now with these sort of opening top deck draw, you have multiple ways to slice as we go at Chomik Green 8. You can really play this a lot differently, I think. I think both guys know it's a longer series. Nick's still juiced. So Monkey would control here. Interesting. Let's see what he'll do. There's the switch in the lane. So there's the first light switch there, Coach.
Yeah. Get with the blue.
Definitely pace picking up for Monkey. He's trying to play this quicker game. Remember, these guys have played a ton of practice, as they said.
Against each other, too, which is a huge thing to know your opponent.
Yeah, we talk about practice partners. These two have definitely been at Vapor Tago. We saw that earlier in the year. We saw KT Lamas last year, but that was a completely different brand of Uno. That's more calm, concise, precise on the limit Uno. This is going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to really come down to pace management here, and I think controlling ammo will matter, but there's going to be a point of aggression that's going to kick in compared to some of those other matches for sure.
And I agree with your statement about the control of the pace and the control of ammo, but at the end of the time, you're playing against the person who's in the Sweet 16 for a reason. Even though Pat Johnson is a underdog, he still made it and beat amazing competitors. So you cannot go sleight of hand saying, "Oh, I have the easiest path to an Elite 8 to a Final Four." You cannot say that no more. You have to understand that you are in the best of the best here in the MRE when you make it to the Sweet 16 Elite 8.
How about that, Coach? Trips 4. We're just waiting for your yellow in the flesh 4 to get.
Oh, come on, give it to me, baby, in the flesh. Give it to me. Give it to me. I want it.
Let's see if we get that piece something. That'd be the last progression on the yellow. I don't know if Nick's going to oblige, but we'll see. Monkey definitely obliges on that undercut strat. We'll see, though. We talk about some of these big names here that have fallen, but at the same time, there are guys that have just risen from the ashes. Pac's a good example. Coach, we were talking earlier in the pre-call. Art is there, right? He was never there before.
Yeah.
And we have big names. And that's but we also have guys that just returned. Varigold's another one. Barrigold won T3. Yeah, 2 years ago. There it is, Coach!
And there it is!
In the flesh.
In the flesh, baby.
Skittles 4, pop the rainbow. New progression. Here we go.
Pop the rainbow, taste the rainbow.
Man, it's been a minute since I've had some Skittles. It's really been a hot second. But we'll taste the rainbow right here. Only fitting on that game hundo. Now, Monkey will get this next progression because he does get the yellow. Let's see what he'll do.
Nick, very sentimental start here, and I think that plays into his hand a little bit. He has control. He's kind of dictating not what Monkey does, but having a little bit of a, driver's seat here to begin the tournament, begin the series.
Absolutely. And back to the combo real quick. Yeah, Costa, Pack, Ard, Varigold into the S16. Brad's back there. He started 0-2. All these 0-2 guys, they're only Myth right now, and whoever wins this game to an extent will be the make. There's Abion, kind of the mid-pack player, right? 4 wins on the season. But we've had a lot of parity, and I think that really is a testament to the experience gap narrowing, and everyone's just that good here. Now, we get all that off the stretch. We kind of do the PR out of the way. Let's get back to this game. Monkey takes his time and plays a old classic William Brock fade. Okay, internet. Both guys with some internet, all right. Well, we're locked and loaded here, Coach, with no internet issues. And right now, I think it's going to come down to really is someone saving something, because we've seen no ammo here. This is interesting. Here comes Nick, Coach. There it is. I'm just about to say, there's the ammo.
I knew there had to be something coming because it started too slow. So,
way too slow. Yeah, now Monkey, if he had a +4 finish, he's going to... Ooh, he had something, but that was not a finish, maybe. So Nick, good read on that one. Looking for check. Nothing. Old Monkey happy for check himself. Or is it the +4 finish I was alluding to earlier? It's the heat check yellow. There's the aggression.
Back and forth real quick here.
Is this Monkey to seal the deal in game 1? Let's see what he's got. Nick, no, that's it. It's over. Monkey gets game 1. A wild card to finish, and it's a Gerard +2. Stop the clock. Monkey gets the presses and takes the win. Spoils Nick's 100th, but that's just the battle. Who will win the war? Monkey, I got to go to you here, buddy. Really was a number game. It was a number game through and through. Didn't really do crazy stuff. Did you get a little benefit of that +2 off of Wild, or in your opinion, was it a case of, okay, just bide my time, hope to get those reds, and you fade that, and he switched off perfect timing? Talk me through it.
I was kind of hoping for something, because let me just send my starting hand. That's my starting hand.
Oh, gee.
So when you guys kept saying, draw, do it for the thing, and I was like,
I wasn't.
do I do it for the bit? And I got the green 8, so I was like, okay, that's not a bad thing. And then let me send what happened when he +2'd me. So I originally had a red, skip, and a wild to end it, but he just gave me a 3 and a +2. That was it.
Okay, so a little bad timing on Nick's end just with the plus. But Nick, I really don't blame you there, because we really hadn't seen any type of ammo, so you think at some point someone's going to have to pull the trigger, and was that a case, just too much number? I kind of sensed it that you were drawing early, kind of have to figure it out in the sense that you just need a top deck to get something cooking.
Yeah, I didn't have too much to work with there either. I mean, all I had was that one chain there. It was kind of unfortunate that the +2 sort of led Monkey into the finish right there, and then, but in that spot you gotta unload the +2. I don't think I did anything wrong there. It's just unfortunate that it worked out that specific way.
I got you. I mean, Coach, early in the game we talked about, I know you love establishing possession. Really can't say anyone's established possession, because the bots really lean towards more of a number efficiency game. How do you adapt knowing that is a meta now out there, especially when game 1s are known for feelers?
You just have to keep playing your game. I mean, you know that this possession arrow is just a one-time thing. You have the lead, yes, but you can tie it up real quick, go 1-1, and just like that, it's a best of 4, or best of 7, just like that again. So, you're not even close to being out of this tournament. You cannot get level. You cannot stay unlevel-headed, and you have to be locked in.
All right, we'll go to game 2. Monkey free board other than 10, my friend. Game 101 for Nick. What are we doing here? Other than 10 now. What do we got?
I'll go with 12.
12 pack it is. Here we go. 12 cards. Let's start it up. And, well, we talk about Myth. There he is. He'll play tomorrow against Matt Johnson. Blue skip. Good starting card, Coach. You can really establish something right here on a skip.
You most definitely can.
This is second tournament in a row where we've had only 2 1 seeds left. We saw myself last tournament in the EA, and This time, Myth the only 1 seed left.
And how big of that is it that, how much of a win is that to be a one last seed? The last 1 seed in there, even though you are, don't win the tournament. Like, is that an extra added confidence to you? Or how do you feel about that?
Well, really at this rate, it comes down to you get to this point of the season. Deep runs are deep runs. You take them while you can, but we talk about it. Everyone's in a different spot, Coach. For example, Muggy, Nick, they're both quad 1 play. If you're in quad 1 right now, you're living high on the high. Everything's just extra gravy. Rich get richer. If you're quad 2, you're thinking about, okay, how do I establish that back end quad 1? If you're quad 3 on back, you got to throw everything balls to the wall. You have nothing to lose, nothing to really gain. Go at it, go aggressive, and what happens, right? That's the beauty of T4 and 5. You start to know where you're at. You position yourself as a back-end player. You accept the role, and you have nothing to lose. It makes you dangerous compared to the top guys.
Right. You know where you sit in the standings. You know where you sit in everything else. End of the day, you have to go out there and win a tournament to make Super League, and that's about it.
Coach, this is intriguing. Just draw City at casually 10 cards back. That's something.
I think these players know how each other plays, so they're going to try their best to throw some sneak tactics out there, see what's up the old leather sleeve there, and see what they can do.
There we go.
It's a big game here.
Well, Monkey's card's there, so that will be the jailbreak. We'll throw some W's there. We'll see what will be. Zero sugar, the drip. Sometimes you make a good point. Sometimes when you know each other very well, there comes a point of where's the Pandora's box going to open, and will there be a Pandora's opening moment? I think right there, that little fade into Monkey's card is a little Pandora's, but at some point, number efficiency will matter as we go triple, multiple, 2 to 6 into Steven. Comes Nick now. He'll go up 3, another multiple of 3 there. 3 up this time to Acosta. See him. And there's the green fade. So there we go, Coach. It's the number efficiency. The progressions are happening now.
Yeah, you got to play the numbers. You can't play the opponent. You know the opponent too well. You have to play the opponent and try to get that card to the best eligible hand at the end of the game.
That will end the progressions now. We're going to get all 4 Pandoras in the red. So that's
over to the red.
Now it's fair game. Everyone knows each other. It's still numbers. A lot of numbers here. A lot of going through the fluff, going through the motions. Nothing crazy. Into Allen from Sanford. We talk about all these crazy scenarios right here. Well, let's see what it'll be from now. I'm thinking something big here, Coach.
I like the pace from Nick here. Not throwing cards at you right off the bat, letting the game progress. I kind of agree with it here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was going to say something.
Well, here we go. Throws with a little. Sorry.
No, you're good. Throws a heater right there. Yeah. Four-bagger. Into the green again. Back to red.
Also not a fastball down the middle. Leaves the door open a little bit.
Leaves it open, and there's an undercut from Nick. And how about that? Quad 1. Back to the Aria. How about that? We find a way to work around. And like I said, normally I'm good at reading the game, Coach, but these guys have played each other so much, there comes a certain point.
Nick.
Yeah, there's Nick with a split. You can't really read the game. You just have to almost watch it and develop the reads as you go. When you play somebody like this, it's hard. There you go. See? They just know each other. You would in most games you would not see that. You probably would only see a +4 there. But in that case, I'm going to throw it back. I trust that they can have a run. It's yin and yang for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You just have to get down to that level at the end of the card, and you know what cards you have, and you have to know what cards he has and play what you have.
So that's interesting, Coach. He didn't split the +2s as a double stack. He actually went off center there. Interesting. So not going aggressive, splitting those up. That would be something to note. Back to green. There we go. Oh, Monkey back to yellow. A great move from Monkey. That's the old pseudo power play I like to call it. You got that double stack on the numbers. It's a beautiful feeling. So far, though, both guys have really been able to establish control of this game, using ammo when need be. It's yin and yang. They've been just vibing off each other.
I think in a game like this, you got to look at that power play as the factor.
So?
I think that it's going to be the deciding factor, mainly because they know each other so well, and you got to know, that card might be the reason that you win or lose. End of the day.
You wonder if Nick's a guy he's talked about just using it on instinct. Monkey power play he's one of those guys that will use it when he wants, in the sense that he likes to get to like 1 or 2 games to go to get the win. So,
right.
We talk about power play, instinctual. A lot of people are moving towards that. I think Lane opened up Pandora's box. He's the master of it, opening up that Pandora's box in the power play, for sure. And there's the KT. Heat check wild. Here will be for Monkey. What does he got? Oh, he got undercut strap. Beautiful. Wild flush potential. Yeah, it's clean right there, Coach. That's clean. Let's see if Nick's got
it.
It
is. It's exactly what you want from a player like that. I mean, what else do you ask for?
Unless it's split ammo from Nick to the fin. It is split. Oh, crazy hand. Crazy hand. You can't. No defense for that.
You can't do nothing there.
No, I'll go to Monkey. Actually, Coach, you asked the question. You asked the questions. Go ahead. What you try?
Monkey, was there much there that you could do with the hand that Nick had? And Nick, did you have all that from the beginning, or was that draw city in the middle of the upper portion of the game just exactly what you needed to do?
I had the reverses and the wild, I believe, off the start. And I got the wild +4 from the draw city at the start. And then I got the second wild from the +2 that Monkey threw down. I got it through all sort of different means. It's just a matter of saving it till I absolutely needed to use it and to take advantage.
So Monkey, same thing to you. Like, did you have any chance of controlling that pace of the game that Nick was going? And what kind of hand did you have in the later part of that game to combat against that hand that Nick had?
I had some pretty okay cards. Not enough to win it, but I mean, it's okay. I move on from that. I mean, tied, so I'm fine. I mean,
right.
I look past this moment, and I want to fix it for the rest of the series moving on.
It's one of them hands, Coach. We talk about it all the time, and sometimes when you don't get much ammo game 1, you're due for something game 2, and now they both have gotten a win, and I think the battle lines are pretty simple. Control what you can control here, establish possession, but at a certain point, I think Monkey made the right read what he could. He saw that wild, fade it back. It's just you can't expect that monster hand coming the other way sometimes. You just have to accept it as a fact.
You just can't at that part of the season. You just can't. I mean, of this late in the tournament, you can't expect people to not complete a hand that you have. So you have to have a hand straight from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you have to have a straight hand at the beginning of the game, plan A, we talk about it, but these guys got 14 wins this season combined. Nick's got 10, Monkey's got a whole bunch of wins in his career. I believe he's at 16 now. These guys have 26 wins combined, so many starts, over 300 combined, or very close to 300. You're not going to fool anyone when you have this amount of experience here, so no one's fooling each other. It's going to be a yin and yang game here. Let's go to game 3. Let's get it going. Now it's your call, Nick. My fault earlier. No 12, my friend. Feel free.
We'll go up 2 again. We'll go 14.
Cool. 14. Double OG. Put it in, Cody Smart. Let's do it. Let's rock and roll game 3, and we'll start it off with the Allen 9. And, Coach, the establishment is going to be key in this game. The establishment, I think, is going to be key. Establishing possession. Now knowing that Nick had that monster hand. Does Monkey get hesitant to think, maybe he's got another one, right? It's all about controlling your emotion, especially in a game like this when it's a rubber match this early in the series. Yeah,
you can't let the other person take control now. It's all in, you know what's going to happen, so you know what that means. Go out there and show that you know what kind of hand that other player has and take control of it. Pretty much plain and simple.
Psychological warfare is always a thing with this league, and Nick will start the psychological warfare, the mind games, as we say, into the first switch. But Monkey says, I'll ditto that. I might have switched too. You go left, you go right. That's the beauty of this league, man. Sometimes you go left, I go right. You go right, I go left. That's just how it is with these guys. Copycat league.
Exactly.
Now Nick will load up here, play into Aria. Once again, weave through the numbers, right? Weave through that number of traffic and then hit the paradise at the end with a full straightaway ahead. We'll find out. We'll go to Nick now. I'll go one up this time to Yepez from Vapor G6. And Monkey already. That's big, Coach. Early draw. Again, this has been a trend right here. These early draws. Do you want to risk Draw City or push the aggression? Monkey's going to risk a little bit of that Draw City.
I think he saw from the last game that you can get cards from the bot. So let the bot feed you cards, and you get to go from there.
I'm just wondering right now, Coach, as we get the topper right here, just kind of looking at the CH. It's that always 12th man we talk about the CH, and I just don't know if you really can read the CH right now when it's just only 2 colors and we haven't seen any ammo. So this is definitely 2 things. It's either if someone's fishing or we're looking for a more who makes the break, who blinks first moment, like we saw in Game 2 there when Nick made that, the yellow 3. And now we'll go one up. Here we go. Toppers. There's the break. That's it. We were just waiting for it.
The red.
Monkey makes the break now, but it's 2 colors still. It's still red-green, so it's a safe break. Always got to be concise and conceptual with those colors, man. Always. Of course, Bad Brad in the building. Brad, obviously, you're playing. I'm going to get you in the flesh. Brad, you're in the flesh tonight. You're going to be playing one of these 2 games. Let me know and watch VC. What are your thoughts here so far? What have you been seeing from a player perspective? As we go to the blue format, Brad will be on the road. Winner will get Brad. The defending T3 winner from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Coach, there's the third progression. There's the blue. Nick makes the break. And now I'm starting to sense the aggression picking up once again on numbers. And there we go into Monkey. So that definitely means the aggression's picking up on number efficiency here. And you got to think.
Yeah, they're playing the number game now. So to me, it's like, how long can you play the each other?
Yep.
And when are you going to start playing the progression game? I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. The progressions is the key. You got to go through every read. Right? You're a QB in the pocket, and you got to go through every read. If WR1 ain't open on a post, you got to go in a slant WR2, or maybe go to your slot receiver, just a quick drag route, as they'll go ditto 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's the beautiful thing of this game. It is sometimes like being a coordinator. It really is. Yellow 9, yellow 8, 1 down. What's it going to be for Monkey here? Does he pull? There's the trigger right there. There it is, Coach. First big play. Huge. Triple play. Varigold to Myth. Still alive with Peter.
Yep. And a 2-point advantage, two card advantage for Monkey here. Take that lead a little bit.
I think you got to think about these 2 things right here, Coach. I think if you're Nick, you have to evaluate how big was that move. Did he burn a lot of ammo or is it a split? Or do you think if you're Monkey here, you say, do you rush that? Do you rush a little bit of that ammo? Try to get Nick off his game? Because Nick's thinking about this one. He really is thinking about that think stop moment for the first time all series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think Nick knows that he has to, soften the momentum a little bit. So if he can continue to throw those cards as Monkey comes in with another double play here.
Yeah, could have used that. It's interesting, Coach. He could have used that triple skip, and here comes Monkey looking for 2. Is he going to flop off of Nick's card? He does, into red. Back to where we start with Allen. Red 9 now. Let's see what will be from Nick. Looking to stop the run right here, Monkey. Does he stop it right here? Nick trying to get win number 8 or 9 of the season. Monkey looking for win 7. And really, you think about that 7th win. You get 7 wins here this year, Coach. With the amount of parry and a good resume, you got 1 foot in the Bangkok already. That's how crazy it's been this year. But here comes Nick.
Yeah, it depends on how aggressive you are in that T4, T5. I mean, you seem to actually, kind of fall off these last couple of tournaments.
Hold the phone, folks.
Here we go.
Quad play. Looking for a quintuple. Let's see. Oh, my God. 6 back. He just flips the script. Look at that. Down and checking out. Monkey's got all the hard work to do. I'm figuring this one. He just got nothing. Nick for the win. Oh, he gets it done.
And he goes.
Yeah, I think right there, Coach, Monkey made the break, and you know what? It was the perfect time. Ask that question on Nick where he got some of that. Go ahead.
Nick, I mean, I'm probably sick and tired of asking about the card hands, but how much of that did you have early on? Like, did it change your momentum? With the hand you had, did it change your mindset going into the game with the hand you had that you were given to begin the game?
I think I had the red versus yellow versus connection off the very start. I mean, all the other ammo cards there is just mostly fluff. Another reverse, another skip. It really boiled down to just the switch onto the red for Monkey, and the one draw that I got when I had to draw for the last time on that blue 9 was the wild card. So just him switching there. I was able to switch back into the yellow, which I figured he was iced on because of the switch he made earlier. The main worry there was him having a +4 finish there. I considered the power play there. I ultimately decided to risk. Fortunately for me, the risk paid off.
Appreciate that. I got to go to a little bit cut. It's all good. Monkey, once again, I was a little surprised you didn't use everything. I'm a little surprised with the skips. You held back a little bit because you could have easily just done triple skip, right? And then maybe say, okay, go 1-9. And think about it. Maybe it doesn't change the outcome, but in your head you think, okay, triple skip on that play. Maybe at that point you get down to 2 cards, right? You play the skip into a 1. That's 3, and then you get 2. Why save it? Were you just thinking about that red connector, considering maybe Nick had faded off, or did you just kind of get burnt on the sense that, hey, man, it's just one of those progressions where I just couldn't read at the same time, and I had to go through too many skips because of the lack of ammo to try to get him off?
It was kind of the red connector. I mean,
Gotcha.
I got a lot of numbers once again, and I mean, those skips were like the one thing that somewhat made the game a little bit helpful for me. And I mean, I guess I tried to go for something, and I did kind of get what I wanted with the red connect, but
Right.
with that big play, what am I supposed to do? That's a huge play, and from 7, I wasn't really going to realize if he could have done that. So, it's fine. I got him, like I said last one, got to move on and just hope for the best later down the line.
Coach, I always try to read body language. Nick's starting to lose some confidence here, and I think if you're a Monkey, you got to put a stop to that. I think the aggression was good, for sure, but at a certain point, you got to be aggressive, but also know all it takes is one wrong switch, and this game is over. That's how good everyone is. Where do you think the adjustment can be made here as we start to get into this closer to halftime of the series? Let's call that.
You just got to take control of what you can. And in my opinion, like I said, they know each other so well that it's all about that beginning hand, in my opinion. Unless you're going to play that draw city cards, are you going to pull them back, or are you going to push on and be aggressive every time you get that 1 or 2, wild or play card? Because at the end of the day, there's not much you can do, with just 1 or 2 cards. You have to get ammo and have ammo control, like you said earlier. That's what it's about.
Yeah, that's the thing with this league now. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck to go in your favor, but the ammo needs to be, sometimes with numbers, is just as good as ammo. We'll see how it goes here for Game 4, but right now, Nick in control with no 12-14, looking to go up 3-1. What you got, boss?
Right down the mid 13.
All right, boy, we'll split it. No worries about the mic. It happens with the internet. All good. Well, only fitting, Coach, that we get a Pat Johnson 0 sugar start. He's doing great this tournament. That's only fitting.
He sure is. Very proud.
Well, now the question is,
sure you are too.
One of the hardest cards to switch off of. Do we see you switch? I'd be very stunned if we will, but we'll see. Yeah, I'd be very stunned on a switch. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Well, there you go, Coach. Half the zeros are gone, just like that.
Yep. Just like that.
Well, I can't be stunned anymore, man. I mean, what's the point? These guys, they know each other, so it stunned Nick too. It wasn't just me that time. No, I don't think anyone had that on the bingo card. 75% of the skips or zeros gone just like that. We almost avoided a crazy Skittles off of zero. Should have been something. We'll go to Arya again here to start it off. Now we'll go to Cap. Roll into the screen. Back to Arya from Nick. And right now, Coach, it's been the same story. It's almost been the same story third verse here. A lot of numbers, a lot of progression, no rushing. That's really been it. And there's the drawing as well. Strategic draws. Monkey going to go to the aggressive play, though, again, Coach. That's what he's been doing all night with these aggressive switches.
It's been his calling card, but, he's down 2-1. So, gotta show a little something at some point, right?
Do you like that, Coach, with the numbers, or would you have preferred ammo? He's doing a lot of light switching right now, which is interesting.
I like it with the numbers.
You still like it? Okay.
I do. I just think you have to control the.
Oh. That's a great move, though. I mean, everyone knows that move, but he's going to have something for it. That's a good move, though, on Nick, because right now you got to start thinking, Coach, if that's a good move to flush the red, skip, or anything in the back end, Nick's got a little more control and favor on the red, while Monkey's trying to be aggressive on yellow or green, or he's trying to fade. We'll see. It's definitely yin-yang again. We talked about this.
Yeah, definitely back and forth. You do one thing, I do the same. Top of deal right now.
Right now, both guys going for it. Here comes Nick. Plus, there's the ammo. That's what I was talking about. Right, and then Nick on the other end, you're up 2-1. Why not be aggressive? You got a little out.
Well, this is what I was talking about with Monkey. He's kind of throwing every time he has a a different card. He's kind of throwing it out there. He's not giving it time to build up and use it in a serious situation.
He's drawing here, Coach.
That's devastating.
Yeah, it's giving Nick more leverage. It's giving Nick more leeway to run. And I don't mind a strategic draw early in the game, but to not have anything off a six-bagger right there, a +6 in your return.
But maybe he's also taking into effect what I've said, though. Letting that, don't lose it in that six-bagger. Hold on what you have and use it to defend late in the game because it's coming.
Definitely agree with that, unless Nick's got some more ridiculous ammo. That's the only thing I would be wary of, split ammo to the finish or something big.
So you can't have 3 straight crazy cards, crazy hands, right? Surely not.
You never know in this game, man. You never know in this game. That's the thing, though. I didn't think they zero sugar it, and now you see what I'm saying? No, Nick's starting to have a crazy hand right here because he's just switching at will. I think Monkey may not have anything, Coach. That draw may have sensed something. Nick's sensing blood right here. Let's see what he's got to get to 3. He's running at the 3. There it is. And your own card in the flesh.
In the flesh.
Monkey plays it clean. Nick looking for dose. Starting to get in that red zone. Really deep now. Yep. Down to dose to Acosta. Here comes Monkey. Let's see what he's going to do right here. Nothing crazy, Coach. Just a double play. Nick for check to try to sign off here. Let's see.
3-1 leads be tough to come back on.
Even with power play. With power play, that still exists too. Let's not forget about power play. Let's see what Nick will do right here. Trying to establish that 3-1. He may have lost the battle in game 1 for the 100, but he's trying to win the war tonight overall. Let's see what it's going to be. There it is. Power play. It's 3-1. There it is, Coach. 100%.
Yeah, that might be a little too early, in my opinion.
Honest to God, I like the power play. You just said it's hard to come back from 3-1. Nick, I like the power play there because at this point you got to play a little bit more aggressive. But I got to ask you, man, I think the biggest decisive break, I had said it, was the +2s, and he drew back. Did you feel a little bit more confident throwing those +2s considering we had just faded off the red? And more importantly, the moment you got that draw, it almost was game over because he just didn't have anything in the back end. Talk me through it.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure he had absolutely nothing in that spot, but it was fortunate to get that draw because I didn't have any more reds in that position. Get into the blue, run the yellows for a little bit, and at that point, you just got to do the power play. I mean, I know Monkey's capable of stealing the ammo until he absolutely needs it. I didn't want to give him an opportunity to unload a wild, unload +4, throw me off in some capacity there to where I wouldn't be able to finish. I just got to put the pressure on Monkey to come back in this series.
Monkey, I got to go to you, man. I think I was starting to say a little foreshadow. Let's ask the question. Was it nothing off that +6 return, or was there something? It just was red. Red wasn't the color, and ironically, blue and yellow, you needed the green to get to something cooked because you didn't really have much there, I'm going to say, from the looks of it.
I did technically have something I could have played, and it was a blue 3 just to switch it to blue, but I mean,
Nothing.
at that point, when he's down to 6, and we haven't even seen blue at the start, I felt like that was a horrible move. And then when he plays it, it's like, damn.
No.
So
That's a good move.
Screwed.
No, that's a good move. I'm going to tell you why it's a good move, because if you go to blue 3 right there, that almost delays the inevitable even more. Right? I understand holding back there, but keep going. I get it there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I try to do, and I mean, I had a wild, but I mean, there were really like no good places to use it because I mean, I needed yellow and blue, and I mean,
right.
He most likely had yellow and blue, and then there was I had a green skip and a 2, so I guess I could have played into green randomly, but I mean, I would have just done one play, and then I could have been drawing forever. So, no really good play. I mean, I just ran with it, and I mean, I'm down. So, I've got to work for this, and I'm going to do my very best to come back from a 3-1 deficit.
I mean, that's it, Coach. You heard it right there. I think the power play from Nick was good because, in a way, if he doesn't do it, then the wild's coming at some point, right? And then he goes to green, and we're playing ice. I think you got to pull the trigger there. But that's an ominous sign right there because we haven't seen many +4 from either player, but number efficiency is starting to creep in, and so far Nick's winning that war, which is big. Talk to me how the adjustment has to be made for Monkey because he's losing that slight number efficiency war.
I mean, at this point, you want to not over speculate, but at some times, like he's not using the cards that he's given, to his advantage. He's kind of just giving the cards that he has, and then not necessarily throwing them away, but he's not using them to a strategic way. It's kind of like, oh, I have this, let me play it. It's not a, oh, let me hold on to these, draw him out. Like you don't have to play every time you get a card. And I feel like Monkey would he's throwing those 3 or 4 punches at him, but they're not doing enough to finish the knockout.
It's crazy. We've seen him play against Jay Caesar, and he did a good job on defense. The problem is Nick's not doing those defensive, aggressive plays. And unfortunately, with Jay Caesar, the last time I saw him really just play absolutely lights out, it was a high ammo attrition game on +4s, and realistically, it was +2s. The problem is we've only seen 8 combine those 2 metrics, and Monkey hasn't had a single +4. And he's only had 3 +2. Nick's only had 4. It's been low ammo. And we have low ammo. Guess what? Neither player is going to rush each other. And that's hard to come back from, especially when he did a great job against Caesar, Chomik, and other players where they almost made the mistake. And Monkey capitalized. Nick's not really making mistakes, and it's hard for Monkey to capitalize. So we'll have to see where he goes because it's his start again. He's lost 3 straight on upper tier. Monkey, you've lost 3 straight on upper tier, but you still got everything other than 10. What are we going for game 5? What's going to be the move?
We're going to go with 9.
Yeah, Coach, I think that you got to do it here, right? You got to go something where you're in your wheelhouse right here. You can't just keep going upper tier and then boom, all of a sudden it flips.
Right. You can't keep playing into his hand. He wants it up a tier. He wants to keep it up a tier. Now change it up. See what you can do with it.
6-4. Oh my God, the pace is lightning right now.
They don't call it the lightning round for a reason.
Yes, sir. Lightning round. Now it's really getting. That's what you can do on 7, 8, 9, 6, 5. You can really run the pace. And now Monkey got Nick drawing. Let's see, but well, he's got to draw himself. There it is. So once again, back to the classic. Lower numbers. Let's draw it out. Let's see what will be here. There's the 7. There's the green 7, and they go to yellow 7 now. Well, will be the first break for Monkey, and we'll ditto that as well. Now the ditto play into the yellow, second progression after that flurry of green. Nick 1 down, Monkey looking for 5. And the yellow 4. What will Nick have here? Triple play there. That's big, Coach. First triple. Cuts it down 2.
In the flesh.
In the flesh, there's your card. Up to the Acosta.
Monkey kind of has that lead right now. Let's see if we can keep going.
Yeah, a lot of numbers for both players so far. Really no action cards, just straight number duel here. Nick going to switch it over to 0 sugar. Monkey looking for the 2. Or is it a finish on the back end to get the win? Here's the skip. No power play for Nick. No, just a double. Not a finish, but he's at check. Gives Nick a chance. Nick made an aggressive switch, similar to what Monkey was hoping for in a way. We hadn't seen that color. Let's see what he's got. Nick going to take his time right here. Think this one through. Pivotal moment. Monkey trying to get back in the game. 3-2. He's back in it. Nick goes up 4-1. Going to be an intriguing one, to say the least. So definitely got to think this through for both. Monkey's throwing the gauntlet to check. Plays it cool. Monkey for the win. No. Wow.
Doesn't have it.
That's big, Coach. And once again, Nick with the momentum. We'll see what he's got here. Does Nick have it? He does. A triple play to Uno, but not the game, but he had something in the reserves. Wow.
Yeah, but now can...
Nothing.
And he plays the B7.
Nothing. Nick game. Yep.
And that's 4-1. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's got to hurt if you're a Monkey right there. That's tough to come by. You just nothing. Now you got to go, Coach. I'm going to go to, Coach, ask Monkey a question. I'm surprised he had nothing there. I'm not going to lie, that +4 return. That's a little shocking.
Yeah, Monkey, what was your game plan to end that round? Were you hoping that you played number efficiency game, or were you playing, a game of chance there? Because you left the door open to him, giving you the advantage. So I need to know what your thought was.
I mean, with freaking just all numbers except the skip. I mean, I don't know what the heck I can do, really. I mean, I guess number efficiency is my only decent play I can do, I guess. And I mean, it's not working. I mean, there's nothing really going right this game, but I can't complain about the cards, because then that's I'm complaining about the bot. But the bot, it's amazing. So if I want to get back in this, I really need to find something different, because at this point, number efficiency isn't working, but at this point, it's the only thing. But I'm going to try my damn hardest to make this a really good comeback if I can do it. So I'm hoping my best.
I appreciate it, buddy. Nick, I think this was a case with some of those early top deck draws. It almost favored and fortuned you to stay on green with the draws, because he was green too. Do you think that made a difference where you both were just stuck in the green and you were able to stay a little bit more calm? Because it's ballsy to say a red 2, right? Most guys in that situation, they're throwing haymakers. Did you get a little bit more of that film study knowing that Monkey is a guy to sometimes throw those haymakers and not have a third red progression? Talk me through it. In that case, right, third progression.
Yeah, and that's why I figured that Monkey wouldn't have the red to finish there. I won't say particularly why. I just had a solid feeling that he would have the finish there. So, I mean, even if I'm wrong there, I'm able to take the risk because I'm up 3-1. So you test the waters there. He doesn't have the red. Then you can play the +4 into the reverse into the blue 9 at Uno. And the fortunate thing about having ditto blue 9s there is that even if he finds a switch there on another 9, you're able to switch right back. So cards just fell in my favor for me to make that move possible.
The only way you lose the game or even just have it delayed would have been a backdoor +2 or a +4, or make him force a wild.
Right.
That's the only way.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Coach, body language again. You can tell Monkey's starting to get defeated here, and I think that's the problem, right? Monkey's not a guy to really use. No, Peter, and this was Peter Onjak? Whole different story. Peter Onjak or Brockie, they know how to figure that. Monkey is a guy I've noticed in his career. It's been his whole. I don't know his style personally, even to this day. I still think he's one of those wild card players. But now, as I start to go on this new, but I think he's a genuine player where you have to make the mistake. I remember that Caesar game. Caesar just continued to keep throwing hammer and hammer and hammer and hammer, but Monkey's more comfortable when you do that. Nick's not allowing Monkey to just say, "Oh, I'm going to throw everything at the beginning." I know he did that with those 1+2s, but that's it. And I think that's the thing Monkey's got to learn to adjust. You're not always going to get the end. You're not always going to get the number efficiency. You almost wonder if there is one play he hasn't done. Do you try to steal a draw? Right? Do you try something maybe, I don't know, off the top? Where do you think you make an adjustment to at least get this to a Game 7? Because Nick is in full control right now. There's no...
You have to use that power play in your advantage. You have that power play left. You have to keep on showing that you have some fight in you, and getting that momentum back in your side is all you need. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to come back and win it, but if you force a Game 6, Game 7, Game 7, Game 8, you're not going to look like you just got destroyed. You don't like you were very compatible in this game. So so far it's all Nick, and St. Nick only comes once around a year. So let's hope that it's not Christmas time right now.
No, I don't want to think about that right now. It's only May. It's Memorial Weekend. We ain't thinking about no Christmas time, but you never know in this league. All right, Monkey. This is your last start. Could be your last start of the series. Let's try to prevent it. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I had a feeling here in Christmas in May. I knew that was going to come, that comment. But anybody, back to you, buddy. No Town. What are we doing here? I knew that comment was coming. Should have saw that one.
I'm gonna hope, and I'm really gonna be open. I'm gonna try 12 again.
Gonna roll with it. All right. 5. No, I think you got to go something here. You got to try something again. I think going back to that 12-pack, it's the right move, Coach. Because if you full send it right, and you somehow continue the series, you're not going to be able to use that for Game 9 if we go there. So you got to always keep that in the back. I think going back to a 12 or an 11 or something, back into your wheelhouse, I think it's your best move there on the start. I don't mind it, but the switch
right up your alley. I mean, it's exactly what you kind of need. So I mean, I think he's playing the right terminology. Play what's close to you. Play what's similar to you. Keep going on.
0 sugar into the blue 8. All right, we'll see what happens. Into the blue 4 now. Let's see, half off special. Monkey aggressive back. Like that's the first sign of it. The aggression back to yellow. There it is, Coach.
But he's still kind of leaving that door open. He's not using it late in the game. He's using it early, and I kind of forced Nick's hand there.
I don't mind it. You gotta try that. See, this is what he did earlier in the game. But at a certain point, it was early enough. Remember, it's a little higher, so I don't mind him trying to be aggressive there. I really don't.
No, not at all.
Monkey will now adapt, but he doesn't have anything, so this is where Nick can try to run Draw City. Let's see. Yep, there it is. That's what Nick wants. He wants you to get in Draw City and send you back packing and adapt from, let's say, 9 or 10 deep. That's how it's going to work for him. Monkey's got to keep going with the toppers, and he will. Draw City for Nick still. Monkey's going to content the draw. He's got the possession leads, for sure. The old draw again from both. It's going to be from Nick here. Still continuing. Really downtown Draw City. Going back and back now. There's the topper there in the Brock. Nick drawing again. Monkey back again. Draw City again. Still only 2 color progressions. Still a long way to go. I think that's the thing, Coach, right? Who blinks first? Monkey's been the guy to blink first, and it hasn't worked for him all night. That's been the difference so far.
Oh, for sure. It's been the monkey show, monkey do type of deal, and Nick is just. I'm very impressed with the way Nick has played the series.
I'm impressed, but at the same time, I think he said a good point. I know this guy's style, and that's the difference. When you know somebody, for example, most other guys probably playing I know I never played monkey in my career. I'm probably playing the +4 there. Hate to say it, because it's at Uno, but he knows him so well, it almost becomes a game of, okay, I feel more comfortable. Now he'll make the break in the green. And now Nick will get the undercut on his own card for monkey into the blue 9, but a long way to go for both.
What did we do?
18 cards, I believe, is for Nick, yeah. No comeback needed. There's the green again. Half off special in the cap. Now, this series has only been about a half hour in length. It's been longer on the stream than the actual series here, so we'll see how this goes. Green 9 now. Into the green 3. Now will be from Nick right here. What's he got? Monkey throws the gauntlet earlier on the green. He's down to 8. Long way to go, though. Nick loading up for a play. Plays a 1-up this time in the cap. Oh, you're good, buddy. This is getting late for the ball. You're good, buddy. In the flesh, you're back. Yeah, but anything past 10, I just start to get zoinked. All right. Red 4, though. 0 sugar now.
Here we go.
In the pack.
Monkey had to find a way to keep the series alive.
But once again, Coach, you're spot on again. He's just leaving it open. That's the thing. You're right. I'm now starting to see it hasn't worked. So I'm interested. We got to ask him why he keeps doing that. This is the 5th time he's done this. He gets the switch though. Yeah, he's got to hope for something here. He's got to hope for a backdoor. Did he fade something off the red? Finally, did it work tonight? That's the one thing he's going to.
But here's the thing, though. It's getting late. The back door is locked. What else do you need to do?
Yeah, that's a great fade. That's a great fade. You know what? I was just going to say he needed to try something. He finally got a good hand to work with because ultimately that red 3 gave Monkey the momentum. Monkey, finally something going your way on a 12, buddy. It really hadn't been going your way all night. Was that partially a good hand and maybe just that advice of, run aggressive and maybe steal a couple top decks to work in your favor with some of those top decks giving you the backdoor ammo?
Dude, I'm finally I got another point. Okay, I'm really happy about getting that game. I don't lose in 6. That's a win. That's really good. Those draws were mainly kind of helpful, actually. I got a couple little helpers, but then I kept getting mainly some extra numbers and then just got the wild +4. Finally. For the first time. Holy, I finally get something that goes my way. So I'm in it. I'm still down by a mile, but hey. I'm finally in it, so I'm getting somewhere. I have the power play.
Hey, you gotta do half the marathon before you get to the full marathon. So don't think you're over.
Sometimes you got to do that 1 mile fun run to warm up for sure. Coach, ask Nick a question. Go ahead, buddy.
Nick, man, I still love the position you're in this game. What do you have to do to close out against a pesky monkey here?
I just think it was just a unfortunate draws. I did get the wild +4, but I mean, maybe I could have considered using it a little bit later there. Maybe could have been a little bit more aggressive in that regard, but I thought we had a little bit longer to go before Monkey would be able to build the run there, just because of the amount of draws that we did. But yeah, just gonna have to go back to what I've been doing. Try to close this out as quickly as I can. Can't let Monkey stick around for too long because I know he's dangerous and he can make this real close real quick if I'm not careful.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? The longer he hangs. Now, remember, the crazy thing here is, Coach, I know Monkey's the better seed, right? 100%. But Nick's the better ranked player. You almost have to think Monkey's the underdog tonight because when you're playing a better ranked player, you're going to learn a lot. And I think that gives him a little leverage. So the fact that if he can take this 7 or if he can take this 8, now you're Nick. You're starting to sweat because the longer this goes, the more he starts to smell it. So I think trying to close this out in 7, we all know what had happened in the past when you start to let people get back in the game, especially on a 4-1. We'll see how it goes right here. All right, Nick, it's back to you, buddy. Once again, no 12, 13, 14, or 9. Free board everywhere else. What do we got?
We're going full send until the series ends.
Full send until the series ends. Well, here we go. That's the rhyme of the dime. Let's do it. So he'll run it back game 8 if we go there, and boy, oh boy, Monkey would smell it if he's. And that's the thing, Coach. You're right though. The power play. Now I think you got to start thinking. If you're Monkey, it's in the back of your head. You can get a game 7 win with, or even without it. Especially without it, you're feeling good. That's going to make things a lot different compared to the past.
If you win this one right here and make it, is it 4-2 now? You make it 4-3. You got to think, oh, did I leave the door open? You know, did I make it just a tad too close of a competition? You know.
And Nick, over to Allen. We'll switch it over. Let's see. Allen's card into Nick. Nick to Allen. What will it be for Monkey? Red deuce. I mean, that power play is going to be the key, I think, as we go to the Night Walker. I really think that's going to be the genuine key in locking door to finish it off. Here's back to the red deuce. We'll be here. Keeps it clean. And there's the draw. Zero sugar switch for Monkey into the yellow. And now all of a sudden, Coach, Monkey's starting to seize a little bit of that control here that he was maybe lacking earlier in the series.
Yeah, the tides are turning.
Yeah, you can see a Monkey all of a sudden starting to ooze confidence. Nick's got to shut this down because the longer Monkey hangs around and does some Monkey business on those Jungle Gym bars, the more he'll get confident. He'll get a little draw there, and that's exactly what he needs to turn the tides right there. Monkey topper, nothing crazy. Back to a yellow 6 from Nick. There's the draw. What's it going to be? Yellow 5. Nick's still running those yellows. What's it going to be here from Monkey Boy? What's he going to do? Taking his time, loading up. Had a couple top deck draws. Really loading up here, Coach. He might have something. KT regular blue wild. Interesting. I mean,
So how it's kind of late in this round. That power play's still up to grabs. And here comes Monkey with the back-to-back.
Just gonna remember Nick's got none, so he's gonna ditto that. Let's see. Into the blue six. What has he got off this blue wild? Let's see. Gotta think something monster here. Surely. Here it is! There's a triple. Sends him back to oblivion. Here comes Monkey to finish it off. That'd be something. This might be a finish here, Coach. That's it, for sure. 100%. You just got to get the call right. This is all he needs. Yeah, it's game. And Monkey Boy, and now he's now this is a series here, Coach. This is what he needed.
Monkey. What I was telling you, he's finishing his punches. He's knocking them out with the cards. He's not leaving the door open like he was the first 3 or 4 games.
Monkey, you needed something to work, and you just got to your hand off the start, surely, right? There was really lack of draw in there. Unless you picked up something from Draw City, those 2 draws, it was pretty much off the start, I think. Monster stuff.
Yeah, off the start. I literally, thank God my freaking mic was muted. I was losing my crap when I saw that hand. I was like, holy moly, I'm finally getting something that's going to help me. And I mean, hell, I'm back in this, baby. Let's go. We're bringing it to a game 8. The hype is back. We're getting there. One step of the way.
Nick, you said full send and ride or die here. That was pretty mega for Monkey. I'm going to have to assume just you can't expect something that big, or did you actually have something and you got caught napping a little bit? Talk me through. That was pretty mega, though. I don't know if you had anything.
No, I had a green reverse, which was just chilling out on its own with no green numbers, and then I had a regular wild. So I could have, I guess, theoretically wilded back to the yellow, but I only had 1 more yellow after that one, so it's not like it was going to run into anything. Really, the switch I was looking to after that would be into the blue anyways, so it would have been more just delaying the inevitable, I feel, with Monkey getting a hand off the top like that.
There it is off the top. And, Coach, now Monkey's starting to sense it. This is big because all of a sudden that 15-card start went into his favor. And talk to me what Nick's going to do, because if he runs this back, it's going to get real good right here.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come down to like that power play and when he uses it. Because if he can keep it going for another couple more rounds and leaves it at game 9, I think it's going to be hard for Nick to win this, to close it out. He has to win in this next game for sure.
We'll see. This is going to be big. Power plays out. Nick, just to confirm, you sending it here again, or are we going to change it up?
Sticking to my guns.
All right, we'll stick it to the guns. Run it back. Just hit refs, Cody Smart. 15 cards. Here we go. He's going to stick with it. We're going to keep the full sends. All right, that's fine, too. Oh, boy. Well, this is 16 card start then, I guess. We're going to draw here. You got to think now here, Coach. This is a dangerous game for Nick here. We're starting to get to the point here where, in my opinion, Monkey's starting to smell it. He's starting to get to that confidence level, and that's dangerous, especially in this situation, for sure. Red zero sugar. Red deuce. Now we're going to play it cool. What will it be off that top deck? We'll find out a little bit later. But right now, both guys have kind of made their bed. Upper tier to win. And if Monkey gets this game, Coach, it's a whole different breed. He's going to have the home start. I don't know if he's good. Well, actually, he can't. We can't run 15 to the end because he just won on it. So he'll have to pick something different. Nick's going to try to end the isolation now. Here we go. Monkey with a monster hand in game number 7 has forced this game 8. Can he get one more monster to get a game 9? Or does he win this bare knuckles without the power play? A power play is coming into play. There's no doubt.
And also, here's the thing, though. If you're Monkey, do you use your power play to tie this up? It's 4-3 now. Go into game 9 straight up.
The momentum is shifted. The tides have turned. All of a sudden, the Monkey was dead in the water about 15 minutes ago. Now, all of a sudden, he's flipped the script, and If you're Nick, you're sweating bullets right now. And Monkey right now, the longer he waits, the longer he continues to play these cards a little bit more precise and more calculated. You're going to have to start thinking, if you're Nick, where's the breaking point? Because you've tried everything the first 5. It was working. And now all of a sudden, he's flipped it back. He'll go one down. Into Sanford. Into Allen now. Red 4. Monkey draws. That's exactly what Nick needs. But remember, top decks are aplenty. We talk about that, Coach. All it takes is one top deck, and this can change.
Mm-hmm.
Nick over to Pier now. We have another answer in the red. Will he have the answer in the red? Let's find out. He will triple play. He will not go to the regular green 4 switch, though. Interesting. Plays the green 9. Nick looking for something right here. Into the green 3. Green 9 now. Back to the Brian from Monkey. Into Aria. Now they're starting to roll. Monkey boy, what has he got? He's going to see if he
Nick has lead here. That's big right now for him.
He's going back to red. Is that the right move, though? Is Nick going to save some of that red? He does it, Monkey, with the clutch wild KT Classic. Wow. It saved the game, possibly, Coach. You never know, but it comes down to toppers now. He saved the game, but it comes down to toppers. That's what it's going to come down to. Here comes Nick. Nick looking for a finish to finish it off. 5 cards wouldn't... Well, technically, no power play if you think about it. If you can get a 4-card run and get to Uno. Let's see. Nick, no power play himself. Nick looking for win number 9 this season. Monkey looking to get his 7th on the year. But it's about that momentum. What will Nick have here? Typing this one out. Let's see. Nick looking for a finish right here, or does he get this to check and then just finishes it off on that quintuple on the next turn? Or is it just a simple fade back? I mean, is he going to try a fade back? Let's see. Monkey, all I can do is sit and watch, really. That's all I can do. What will Nick have? He's still typing it out as I start to fade off a little. Plus 2. Oh, a power play.
Ooh.
I think Nick was either he was trying to go for the finish. Damn internet, he said, wow. Yeah, I think what he was trying to do there, Coach, is go for the one play and then go for the finish, but it saved. I think he saved the game. I think Monkey saved the game in that defensive power play. You had to use it there, and that's
clutch right there.
Clutch and costly.
I don't know what else to say.
Clutch and costly. Right, clutch for Monkey. Costly. We've seen this with Caesar too. Internet issues, and man, that's a tough way to maybe lose this game. But the good news for Nick is there's no more Pat's bare knuckles, and he'll go back to Red Wild. Might have been a finishing card. Who knows? But new game now, Coach. It's a new game now for sure.
Brand new.
Just a 9-card start. Into the blue. Into the yellow. That's trips 8 here. 8-trip 8 ball. Plus 4 for Monkey. He's going to send him back, though. Okay. So Monkey's taking control, and all of a sudden that power play changed the whole game. Back to yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Good move. Monkey's got nothing. He was just going full guns a-blazing there. Won't be from Nick. He'll go double ditto on the 5. Monkey draw. And that's the problem, Coach, right? When you throw that pluser, you're banking on nothing in the back end. But Nick could still have something in the back end because remember, he had a discontinued run.
Yeah, he definitely had something to throw in there. I'm not saying he would have ended it, but he would have at least thrown a blow
Back
near the
to
end of
red.
this round.
Yeah, back to red. So that's Monkey trying to get more to possession and establish it. Force anything Nick had. Let's see. Blue 7 will go into her. That green 7 undercut for Monkey. Lane to Yepes. What will Nick do here? What does he have in this green now? No power play this time to stop him. He can take as much time as he needs. That undercut either cost him the game or... Oh, here we go. There's the +2. Was this part of the connecting shades? Not a finish there, Coach. That's big.
That's big. What does he didn't really give him anything though, right? He gave him
he gave him
what, the 4 cards?
6 cards.
6 cards?
Yeah, that stops the
and
game.
Monkey came back with it, so I guess that's what it was.
You gotta expect that. Good call for Monkey. That could have been that would have been game. 100% would have been game. Great call. Nick for check again, or is it just gonna be a draw? It's check. He'll have a tough decision again. Unless Monkey had a save on the +4. Here we go. Did he get another +4 to save it? He'll go to green. Is that game? No, it's not.
No.
What a read. Unbelievable. And now Monkey with the advantage. He's at 2. It comes down to the topper. Nothing. Monkey for check.
Nick draws again.
Is this check for Monkey? He gets it back with the G6.
It is.
But that's the sign, though. That could be a sign. Nick's going to play a card. Monkey for the win for a game 9. No. Yeah, that was...
I think Monkey has a blue. Here.
It was a sign, though, Coach, because you know what? Double green 6, you're not going to have anything. You were hoping for number efficiency to the end. He was 1 turn too short. That blue progression might have saved it, yeah. I think you're right on that, Coach. He had a blue, and he had no choice to undercut, but it cost him that finish.
There's no way he throws a blue out there because of knowing that's what he has. But here comes the skip in the 8.
That changes momentum
a little bit.
Changes momentum. Because all of a sudden it's going to take 1A and this game go back to his favor. What a crazy game. This game came alive after an internet issue. Is this the 8 right here? No. This game came alive after an internet issue for Nick, and now Monkey is starting to get back in the game. And we talk about you hanging around. He keeps hanging around. That's what you need sometimes. Let's see what Monkey will have. Into a draw. Still drawing. What will Monkey do right here? But triple play. There it is, Coach. He'll go into the red. Don't have much red left.
Some cards though.
But yeah, he doesn't. We don't have much red left, so I'm interested why he did it. Let's see. Double play to check. Does he have a next turn? What will Nick have? Blinda blue. Was this Monkey's last card the blue? Did Nick fade off and we go to game 9? That's game 9, folks. Are you kidding me?
Oh, what a comeback.
Monkey with the comeback story, and Nick's probably kicking himself with his internet. Wow. I mean, I gotta go. Coach, you gotta go to ask a question, man. I'm freaking juiced here.
Nick, did you have the win, or did the internet kind of just stuck your momentum there?
No, I did have the win there, and I can't trust my dang laptop because my Wi-Fi is being all crappy. I literally haven't had this issue all year, and now's the perfect time for my internet to start acting up. I tried to do it on my phone, and I ended up, when I tried to paste it, I put it into it opened some sort of random thread on my phone, and Monkey knows me too well, because I all the time during practice I do that thing where I put the one message and then immediately send the other message after it. I didn't want to risk it though with how crappy my Wi-Fi's been. I wanted to use the data, so that's why I switched to the phone. It It really sucks because I literally had it.
Yeah.
And any other day that would have been serious right then and there. So I don't know. Just gonna have to lock in for game 9.
Monkey, Nick, I hate to hear that, but Monkey, did you know that he had a storm brewing there, or was it just kind of
100%.
luck on that power play?
Heck yeah, it's Nick. Come on, I know.
Now he's having internet issues.
Yes, because we both have horrible internet. Holy.
What were you saying again? Say it again. We caught none of that.
Yeah, my internet just went out for that too.
Good lord.
Let's go. I was saying that both of our internet is like really bad. So I mean, his internet's helping me out. My internet maybe isn't helping him out, but hey, we're basically banking off of that.
Jesus. All right, well, I'll go to you here. I gotta ask a real question. The fade, right? Forget that +2 power play right there. What I noticed is the fade to red. You kept trusting red. Were you trusting red using that card history, considering there was just no numbers left, really to force it? Because that was the biggest thing I saw in this game for sure.
See, for the whole game, I really have not used the most important thing is card history, and I've never looked at the tab at all. So I just thought maybe it's cool and funny if I just went back to red another time and see, hey, if he had the red, see if he can end it with red. And he didn't. So, I mean, I was just being really goofy, and I mean, I bet and I gamble and I won that. The hype is here. 4-1 comeback. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, that's the thing right now, Coach. The problem is that is a tough way to. We saw this with Jay Caesar. I hate to bring him up, but he had a game winner against Sting last year, and it was the internet, right? And then this time it burns Nick here, and now how do you bounce back from this? Monkey has been dead in the water the whole series. He had that crazy hand for sure, Game 7, but now all of a sudden it's about composing and recompartmentalize. How do you recompartmentalize just knowing that it's a straight fight from here on? There's no more power plays to be had. That's for sure.
I mean, right now it's just you the best man wins. The best hand wins. I think you know that at the end of the day, if you don't have a winning hand, you have to play defensive straight off the bat. It's going to be tough to, not want to take an early lead on the cards and throw that punch. But I think this might be, I'm going to say, advantage Nick here, because we've seen what Monkey can do when he has early hands and he throws that punches a couple of times. I want to say Nick has been the best when it comes to storing his ammo. So my prediction is Nick here.
I'm going to go element of surprise. I think Monkey's going to have one last ringer. He's going to get the card start. I wouldn't be shocked if he throws an element of surprise right here. I'm going to say he throws some element of surprise and really shakes it up here. All right, Monkey, we got no 15. We got no 10 and 12. What's it going to be for this last start? What do we got? It's your call, buddy.
I really am not in the mood after just doing all of that to risk it on a 5. Like, why would I do that? I'm going to just go with 14 again and run it back on 14 and see if I can get a win on that.
All right, run it back on 14. Here we go. I don't even think he called. What? No, I don't think you called 14 all night. Nick called the 14. So, yeah, that's your first time. Well, Coach, it all comes down to this 14 cards, no power play. If the internet has problems, it's just going to cost you and me, if anything, extra sleep. That's really it.
Yep.
That's about it. We definitely stayed true, and glad I retired from 10 o'clock. Now I know why I don't like to see Blue 2 now.
Can't be getting over on us yet, man. We still got a lot to play.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one, though. I think we're going to talk about one thing here. It's going to be, we talked about established control, established possession, establishing all this. I think now it's going to come down to feeling, right? Where do you sense a run will come from? Is it going to be a 6-card run? Is it going to be a 10-card run from nowhere? Do you sense a 4-card? With this bot, the average run, I don't have the average run rate, but if I had a guess, it's right around 4 or 5 cards. That's the red zone. In the past, the old bot, when it was cracked out, it used to be 7, 8 cards, and you're just like, what do you do? But with this bot, because there's 4 command chains, you got to think 4 to 5 cards is the red zone compared to, let's say, the past. It was usually 7 or 8.
Right.
Nick with a +4 heater. Wow.
I just said that Nick has been throwing, holding that ammo in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, he's getting a little antsy with it, little antsy in some pants. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, he's drawing right here. I think he's looking for switches now. He's playing defense more than offense here, Coach. You're right. There's the switch. Monkey's got control of this game right now. He does. You can see it. That mistake is throwing a whole different monkey wrench, no pun intended, into this game. And Nick's got to rally back to what he was doing earlier, because if you start giving Monkey more chances and more opportunities to play ammo control, that's where it'll get you back in the punch. Let's see what it'll be. Red 5. Red 0 sugar. Double play. There it is.
See, that's a composed move instead of a drastic move.
Composed move, red 8, and just like that, Monkey has erased that +4, and he's down 2 possessions. Here we go.
Oh, I mean, did Nick throwing that really hurt him? No, but did it give the ammo to the Monkey for late in the tournament? That's the question.
Well, right now he gave him +6. It gave him a lot there, and Monkey's got the lead now. This time up 7 possessions. Monkey has fought like a warrior all night. I mean, he was down 4-1, dead in the water, and now all of a sudden, after a misplay, after an internet play, that just didn't work. And you gotta think, if you're Nick, you wonder, I thought about this too. All he's got to do is just do a 4-bagger. That's it. If he does the 4-bagger, that gets us a check. Monkey can't power play Uno, and that's probably the one thing Nick's got to kick himself no matter what happens here. He could just did that, and that's a safe spot. It's the beauty with this bot with the 4-command chain. But for Monkey right here, throwing his heat, that's going to be huge, because if he's got more heat on a split ammo, that's the last thing we haven't seen from him much all night, for sure. Go ahead, Coach. Sorry.
I mean, right now you got to hope Nick has something, because it's not looking too shabby for Nicholas.
He gets the +2 though. That's big. That's going to stop the game a little bit, delay the inevitable, maybe.
At least gives him a little bit of a chance.
Because you just don't know what Monkey's getting on these returns now, and he's starting to smell confident. That's the thing. You let this guy hang in a little bit, it changes the whole complexion. Here comes Monkey. Remember, no power play. It's just single straight runs. Draw. That's big. That's what he needed. That is exactly what Nick needed. And he's good. Well, that Draw City. Here we go.
Population dose.
Yes, sir. And we have been at this for a solid 46 minutes, and we're not done yet. Here comes a topper from Monkey. There it is. Triple play. And he's running the pace again. That red. +2 though. Draw. That's Nick throwing a little desperation there, Coach. I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to yellow. That's clean. That's clean for Nick. Clean. He didn't have any yellow. Unless he got a 6 fade. Oh!
The blue.
That's a KT heat check right there. A KT classic heater. And now Monkey in the driver's seat with that blue wild. Was it too many +2 openers for Nick?
I don't know, though. You look at the history there. It doesn't surprise me if Nick doesn't have any blues.
The thing is, though, Monkey doesn't look at the history and plays free will. He can finish it off right here. Here we go. What a comeback this would be if he can get the job done. Oh, my goodness. That has got to be as long as he doesn't. Oh, my God. We haven't seen a 4-1 comeback in a long time. The last time we saw a comeback was 5-1, man, with Gerard and Sanford. Here he comes from 4-1, double skip. Are you kidding me? All he's got to do is finish out the correct call. There's the +2. Triple play. looking for the quad. He'll get the quad and the +2. That's it. Monkey Boy completes the 4-1 to the 5-4 statement win. Are you kidding me? That's a tough one, man. I don't wish that on my worst enemy the way Nick lost that game. It reminds me of Caesar Stingray. I'm going to go to Monkey here first before I go to Nick. Monkey, I mean, that was unbelievable, man. Was it those +2 draws that he gave you, ultimately that +2 in yellow and red where he left it open on the red and yellow? Is that the nullifier right there to get the Wilds to finish? That was crazy.
There were a couple plays, I think, when he just drawed that, I mean, it just gave me, it kind of gave me, like, just a random color and then maybe a little bit of a helper. And, I mean, let me see, I want to just because I have it, I can do, back when I drew around here, right, where I drew on the yellow 5, I technically could have done the whole entire thing that I just did and just checked on green, but then it's like, why do that? Because, I mean, that would have been dumb. So, I mean, that, all the adrenaline, man, out of all people to do that to, that, I feel bad for Nick, man. I mean, he's a great guy, and that just hurts to see that too, man.
Yeah, but it's either be, man. That's the thing with this league. There's no prisoners here, and Nick, that's a tough way to lose. I say I don't wish that on the worst. That we saw that last year with Jay Caesar. That last game, was it just kind of sitting back, hoping maybe you could get connectors on the red and yellow? Ultimately, he kind of beat you to the punch on those connectors, and you had to force the +4. It was game over. I'm gonna let you have your moment. That's a tough way to lose. I don't wish that, no boy. That's crazy.
Yeah, just felt like I had to use the +4 there to, keep the game going. Big ups to Monkey. Happy for him. This is his moment. I don't want to take away from it, but I don't want to look at an Uno channel or an Uno board for like another week after this. I don't know. I'm done.
I got you, buddy. Coach, I mean, that's kind of how it is, man, sometimes. We talk about all the crazy ways to win games, the crazy way to lose game, and Monkey just stayed resilient, and all he had to do is get one hand, and he got the one hand, and that was the Game 7. Game 6 was back and forth, but Game 7, he got the hand, he got the momentum, then all of a sudden that +2 draw with the power play, you just don't expect that. And then Game 9, he had no choice to throw the +4, as he said. Talk me through this game. It was wild to see the sequences, for sure.
I mean, I think you saw the exact definition of both competitors wanting to win this matchup. I mean, I know you say, oh, that happens often, but not to the extent of what happened today. They both just, gave it all they had. It's hard to it's hard to show up and show out if when your internet does that to you. Very, very proud of how Nick played, but I'm more proud of how Monkey fought back when he didn't have the start he wanted. So very, very proud of how it came out.
No, you got to respect that. Monkey definitely, listen, he was down and out, and there was no doubt. You're down 4-1 in any series. There's only been, in the regular season, there's very been few comeback. We talked about it with this, but it's very hard to get a comeback on this bot because it's so even. At some point, one's going to break your way, and that was it. Nick had the breakaway hand, but it just was the internet. And then all of a sudden, once he got that, we kept talking about it. The more he hangs around, the more he's going to start to find ways. And ultimately, that was it for Monkey, and he got the job done. Monkey, your thoughts on Brad next round? We'll close it out here quickly. That's going to be interesting. Thoughts on Brad? It'll be a quick turnaround, too.
I'm excited for Brad. I mean, if you can see both of our nicknames, you can see that we both have washed. Yeah, okay. So it's pretty funny how two people washed. that were quote unquote washed have now made it to the the Epic 8 together. So I'm excited to get Brad because he's a pretty cool player. So I'm excited. Bad Brad.
Yeah, bad Brad. Backstage Brad. For sure.
Let's see who less washed.
More like backdoor Brad.
Backdoor
he has
Brad,
a lot of backdoor plays.
Yeah, he does. Backdoor Brad, man. That's going to be a good one. Well, I'm going to go to the pod. It's going to be, let's call him Backstage Backdoor Brad. He'll beat the road team against the 2-seed Monkey. That'll be your Candy region finale. All right, that means the E8 set. We got Monkey, Brad, 2-9. Tomorrow, Myth and Pack in the 115. Probably the craziest game at this rate of the entire round will be our goal, because that's for Masters class. 13-14. Never see that often. Another 14 with Acosta and Abi on the 8. What a tournament we've had so far. And it continues, man, tomorrow with Mac and Myth. Crazy, crazy tournament. But tonight it was Monkey with the resiliency. Down 4-1. Never gave up, and he found a way. Congratulations to him. Nick will try to bounce back in T4 with an 8-2 start to the year. We'll see you tomorrow. Short's going to take us home on Thursday, and I believe Friday we're also going to have a game. We'll see where the other games lie as well. Have a great night, everybody. For myself and Coach, been a pleasure. Congratulations to Monkey one more time. Peace out. Have a good night.
In the flesh.
This has been a presentation of MRE Division 1.